Shipment of pigments I'm making my paint out of arrives, first thing I do, I check against the list, right? What I got. Today I purchased, yesterday, the day before yesterday, I got it shipped. Basic colors. Professional like myself, after 40 years of experience and the best European education, knows that all the colors of the rainbow are made out of three colors. Okay? This is theory. In practice, it doesn't quite work that way: red, yellow, and blue, because those are not light. These are chemicals. So when you mix the yellows with reds, you might not necessarily get an orange. Okay? And when you mix yellows with blues, you might not necessarily get green, as they teach you at school. Now, to mix the acrylic paint, this is not an instruction video. This is a preparation video. I'm just preparing you what you need. And this is a decent order, $700. Okay? So, out of this pure pigment, pure cadmium, I also write on the bottle the retail price of today, because prices, unfortunately, depend on the price of the metal. What pigment is, it's an oxidation. Oxygen is a very powerful chemical. You need to know a little bit of chemistry. Acrylic 65. This is what makes acrylic paints. And this is 100% from Texas. This is where they make acrylic 65. They had a bad winter and the prices went up, blah, blah, blah. So it's not as cheap as it used to be. And this is how you make acrylic paints. So step one, get a box, check against the list. Everything is, I'm buying from them since '89. I'm like the oldest surviving veteran of the New York City struggle for survival. So I bought two kinds of blue. Green green shade and red shade. Okay, but these are chemicals. You have to understand. This is not light. When they talk about color theory, they talk about light, not chemicals. Okay, when I just explained something, right? Now, thickener number one. What is it? Thickener number one. When you take acrylic 65 and dilute it with water, you put so much acrylic 60. Oh, you need to go to recycling trash and pick up a lot of those, because 1 gallon of acrylic 65 will make me 4 or 5 gallons of the most expensive, the highest quality paint that costs $300 to $500 a gallon. If you go for Golden or other brand names, right? I don't buy from stores anymore. Why should I? I never did. Why should I pay $5, $3 for a tube full of garbage where I can have 100% my best and ask $20,000 for a painting? You understand? My colors don't fade. These are chemicals. They're fucking bulletproof, UV proof, and everything. So you need many bottles, empty containers, to fill in. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make 10 reds, 10 yellows, and 10 different blues today. I'm not going to use all the pigment. Of course not. It's $80. I'm going to use up this much today. And I'm going to mix many little bottles. By creating so, I'm going to create the initial, to start with, palette of colors, you understand? And out of this 5 reds and 5 yellows and 5 blues, I'll create the infinite amount of colors, you understand, consciously on my palette, with preparation to apply it onto the canvas. While it's going onto the canvas, it will create its own infinity. You understand? Because the way I paint, I allow the paint to mix on the canvas most of the times. This is my style, and this is how I developed it. I need to take that big flower painting. It's 4 feet by 6 feet outdoors and gesso it in the back. Basically, I need to put a protective layer of this. This is urethane flat, which means non-shiny. I don't recommend you use shiny mediums because it's impossible to photograph. You see the shine reflection of the plastic? It's impossible to get rid of this shit unless you do editing within the software. But editing within the computer will disqualify your artwork from offering it on cyberspace because you're going to change the fucking colors as well, besides changing those little dots. So fuck it. So using urethane flat allows you to have non-shiny paintings. Of course you can manipulate and make some parts of your painting shiny, some not, but it doesn't give you the depths of the perception. If you think shine and urethane, if it dries, if I will pour it right now and it dries, it's gonna turn into a glass like this. Unbreakable plastic. I'm gonna pick up a layer like a 1/16 of an inch of urethane, like pick it up after it dries, and I'm gonna slam it with the hammer, and nothing is gonna. So I add about 5 to 10% of urethane flat when I mix my pigments. And then when I mix my, to begin with, my medium. Today I'm gonna use up this much of acrylic. It's $110, I think. I don't know, I didn't look. I'm gonna use up this much today. And it's gonna be used, and I'm gonna add 10% of urethane, and I'm gonna use it as a protective substance, and it's also a glue. This is the best glue in the world. It doesn't come off. You understand?